US Treasury yields ticked up following Tuesday's higher than expected consumer price inflation for February. Welcome to Market Insights. So it's a real mixed bag today. Markets, they're pretty lackluster following constant, what feels like record highs. Sticky inflation this week as well. It's raised concerns that the Federal Reserve may hold off on rate cuts beyond investor expectations. And there's also Bitcoin to contend with, breaking all kinds of records. Well, to help us unpack all of this and much more, joining me is the CEO from Banríon Capital Management. It's Shana Orczyk Sissel. So a warm welcome. So today it's a bit of a quieter day for the markets ahead of a slew of economic data this week, including producer prices, retail sales numbers, for hints on the timing of the Federal Reserve's interest rate cuts. What do you foresee the Fed holding firm, or what do you think they're going to be doing?
Well, I think that they are going to hold firm till at least June. There's some debate on whether or not the Fed will cut in June or if they'll continue to wait. I personally would like to see them continue to wait, and I'll tell you why. Because inflation, CPI and PPI, has been kind of stuck at a higher rate than the Fed is comfortable with. The employment markets have loosened a bit, but not enough for me to feel like there's some real change going on there. And more importantly, the market is running straight up. Consumer confidence is high. Spending demand is all there. That is not what the Fed would want to see, because the second it takes its foot off of the gas here in terms of the tightening cycle, it's only going to loosen economic conditions and make it even more than it already is. And that is going to push inflation higher. So the question is, should they cut or will they cut? I don't think they should, but I think they will.
All right. And Shana, it's been a strong month for equities. What's driving this, though, exactly?
I think there's a general confidence that the Fed has done everything to get that soft landing everybody keeps talking about. We've seen very strong earnings numbers from a lot of companies. NVIDIA, of course, has pushed the market straight up. We've seen some very strong returns from even other stocks in the pharmaceutical sector, the industrial sector. And so I think all of the fundamentals are driving stock prices higher. And then you have this feeling that the Fed's going to cut, it's going to be even more accommodative. And all of those things make investors really, really positive for things going forward.
All right, and talking about being positive going forward, another day, another record high for Bitcoin. What do you make of this latest surge? Is it all down to this approval of the Bitcoin ETF, or is there more behind this?
No, I actually do think it's all because of the ETF approval. If you look at yesterday's flows into the ETFs, I believe there was over $1 billion in new asset flow into the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday, just yesterday. If you look at the flows into it, Bitwise is BitB, had just hit $2 billion in assets. It's not even been a month since they hit $1 billion in assets. And then the biggest one, IBIT, which is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, is over $9 billion. Now, when you think about how the dynamics of Bitcoin as a market works, keep in mind that more than 80% of that market doesn't trade. So the amount of Bitcoin that's trading as part of these Bitcoin ETFs having to buy Bitcoin every time they get more flows is very small. So that's definitely going to push the price up. And that, I think, is really the key driver here. Is just, I wish it could be more complicated than that. But in my opinion, I really do believe it is just the accessibility of Bitcoin now with these ETFs.
So you don't see this price stopping anytime soon? Do you think it will top out anytime?
Not anytime soon. They have the halving in April, and that is going to push prices even higher. So I think for the time being, I think Bitcoin can go much higher from here.
Wow. Okay, Shana, thank you so very much indeed. We really appreciate that. The CEO of Banríon Capital Management here on Reuters. That is your market insight. Thank you for watching. More videos on Reuters.com.